The sky burned crimson as the last transport left him behind. The warrior stood alone on the barren wasteland, the wind howling through the jagged rocks, a symphony of the dead, a testament to the countless souls who had perished on this cursed world. They thought he would die here like the others, cast away, exiled, meant to be forgotten, but they did not know him. They did not know the fire that burned within his chest, a furnace of defiance and rage. They did not know that he had survived worse. He took his first step. The ground cracked beneath his boot, a lifeless world stretching endlessly before him. Yet there was movement in the distance, shadows slithering over the cracked earth, eyes glowing in the dim light. Watching, waiting, predators, perhaps, monsters, certainly, death incarnate. Yet he did not falter. If death was coming, he would meet it on his terms, not cowering, not broken. He would fight as he always had. He would carve his path in blood and fire. Days passed. He did not count them. There was no sun, no moon, only the eternal twilight of a dying star. He walked through fields of bones, through the wreckage of forgotten battles. He scavenged, he hunted, he fought. The creatures of this world were unlike anything he had faced before. Some massive armored beasts with claws that could tear through steel. Others, swift shadows, striking from the dark, leaving wounds that burned with unseen venom. But he endured. His body bore the scars of countless battles. His mind was sharpened by years of war. He was not merely a man, he was a force, an unbreakable will given flesh. His strength grew, his instincts sharpened. He learned the land, its dangers, its secrets. He built weapons from the bones of the fallen armor, from the hides of the slain. He found water hidden beneath the cracked surface, food lurking in the crevices of ruined structures. He adapted, he thrived. Then they came, the ones who had exiled him, warriors in their own right, armored and armed, seeking to ensure he was dead, or perhaps to take what he had built. They underestimated him, as all did. He was no longer merely a soldier, no longer a tool to be discarded. He was the master of this world, its ruler, its predator. They fell before him one by one. Their weapons scavenged their bodies left for the creatures that lurked in the dark. More would come. He knew this, but he was ready. Let them come. Let them try to erase him. Let them think they could snuff out the fire within him. They would learn, as so many before them had learned. He was not meant to die. He was not meant to kneel. This world was his now, and he would not fall. Time passed, and he built more than just weapons. He carved a domain from the bones of the dead. He erected strongholds from shattered ruins. He became a legend whispered among the stars, a ghost, a nightmare, the one who refused to die. Those who came to claim his head found only despair and death, and soon they stopped coming. The galaxy forgot him, but the world remembered. He stood beneath its crimson sky, his throne built from his victories, his kingdom shaped from defiance. He was no longer a warrior, no longer a soldier, no longer a man. He was something more, something eternal. The death world had sought to break him, but he had broken it instead. He stood unchallenged, unbowed, undefeated. He had refused to die, and in doing so, he had become something greater than any had imagined. Then one day, the sky split open. A ship unlike any he had seen descended upon the wasteland, sleek, silent, forged of metals that shimmered in the crimson light. He watched from the shadows, his body coiled like a predator, ready to strike. For years, none had come. For years, he had been left alone. But now, something had changed. Figures emerged, cloaked in energy, their faces hidden behind mirrored visors. They moved with precision, scanning the ruins as if searching for something or someone. They had come for him. He let them search, let them believe they were safe. And when they drew too close, he struck. His blade carved through their defenses, their weapons barely making a dent in the armor he had forged. From the bones of his enemies they fell before him, as so many had before, but one remained unfazed, unshaken. The figure removed their visor, revealing eyes that burn like stars. A voice echoed not from their lips, but from the air around him. You are not forgotten, warrior. You are needed. The universe calls for you once more. For the first time in years, he hesitated. The fire within him still raged, but now there was a choice. Remain the king of a forsaken world, or step once more into the abyss of war.